And so it begins.
Yes, it does. What a glorious day.
It is a glorious day.
is.
And it started with Scott giving me a delicious treat to start the podcast.
Yes, I did.
It's the Mike in the Mountain. I'm Brian Gary.
And Scott Cisco.
And we appreciate you joining us. Already I've had a snack. Now we're both trying to get healthier. You're doing it to stay healthy. I'm doing it
I got to.
just to get back to where I was.
Absolutely.
You know, I know how good it felt to be at a certain place, and I'm inching my way back there. Just a few weeks into it, I'm down 11.
Are you down 11?
Yeah, I'm down 11,
Dude,
which is really nice.
Man. Good for you. And now you're doing this a little different than you originally did, because originally, man, you were hardcore but now you're to a point to where you can adjust your own, what you need, what you feel, and still drop the weight.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm still. Yeah, I'm not. It's not as hardcore. I've just made it a little more livable.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But still, the main thing is just mindfulness.
It is.
To be paying attention of what you're putting in, how much you're putting in, and what are and aren't bad things for you. I'm one who, man, the breads and the carbs and that just packs on me, and it's something I've got to avoid.
Right.
But it's hard because I love like cinnamon rolls and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, I'm feeling you, man.
But you get that when you're doing this. One of the things is you get that sweet you craving. You know, and what do you do to take care of the sweet craving? I was telling you, I used to chew and release Snicker bars, where I would get it. I'd take a couple bites
Isn't
and
there a name
then
to that?
supermodel
It's a
that thing
disease.
out. That thing, and just let it go after chewing it. But you gave me a Atkins peanut butter cup that I'm telling you, bro.
Dude, 1 carb per. Listen, I don't like this stuff, and I dabble with. I've had to make a kind of a, as you did too at the time. I got to make a life change.
Yes.
I used to try diets, and I'd diet for a while, and I'd do really good. I did the Body for Life diet, which was an equal carb and an equal protein 6 times a day. And dude, I did really good at that, but just kind of slide off. But whenever your blood work tells you something, then it kind of helps change that mindset that you didn't think you could control. All of a sudden, you can control it. And it's unfortunate that something like that has got to happen in order for us to get right. But it did for me, and yeah, man, I mean, I hopped on the scale this morning. It was at 240 back when I kind of first started, and then slipped off, and then now I'm back on, down to 218 from 240. 218,
fantastic.
Man. I'm finally starting to have some better days, some up days. I'm lasting a little longer. I think now we're to the point where we can start adding some of this stuff back in. I can start getting back under iron now that I got a little endurance in me. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, middle of the night, I heard, as God is my witness, I heard verbally my stomach say, bread.
Oh,
Yes. No, I just wanted one slice. I'd ate crust and all. I would have ate crust and all. I just needed.
It just said bread.
Bread.
It wasn't like baguette.
No bread.
It was straight up bread.
bread, man. I was carb fiending like you read about, man. It was bad.
Well, I now have you. You say there's like 1 carb in one of these.
1 carb per. Yeah, and those were at Safeway, man.
Yeah,
they weren't all that expensive.
Have you found yourself having more than 1?
No, actually, I want to. I mean, that's what I used to do.
Yes.
You know, at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd go down and I'd pile me a bowl of mini wheats and I'd pour the milk in, and then I'd finish that and think, well, I still got milk, so I need to add more mini wheats to soak up the milk. But then I'd add too much, so I'd have to add a little more. Next thing you know, I killed a whole box of mini wheats. No, I'm not doing that with these. I find that for that 2 o'clock craving that I get, 1 is sufficient, man. It lingers. It's and not in a bad way, not in a diety.
So do you find yourself making this several bites, or do you just take it like a communion wafer?
No, I watched you do that this morning. You were looking for something to dip it in and repent. But no, as for me,
I'm that way with everything, bro.
No, I like to pull out the fine china, and I'll put a little sprig of parsley on the side, and I will cut it in. I can cut that little cup into 27 pieces that I use a toothpick with, and I make sure I get the pinky up.
And of course, the proper
I light
etiquette.
a candle.
Wow.
And then I eat the shit out of the parsley too because I'm hungry. It's an after dinner parsley mint
Toothpick swallowed.
I chewed them.
Yeah, that's
right out
from
of
fiber.
toothpick.
27 pieces. That's 27 toothpicks. That's a lot of fiber, brother.
Well, yeah. So no, I make it last.
That's great. I don't even.
Yeah.
I was just wondering about the side effect of sugar-free products, because if you eat too many of them, you don't trust a sneeze. In fact, there was one product that on the back of the fake sugar product, it actually said these words: "Caution, may cause anal leakage." Now, if you are already being warned right in writing on there, and that doesn't stop you, I mean, seriously, are there side effects that are worse than that? I think that's about as bad as it gets.
No. Well,
that's
LSD should put some side effects on those pills, but that's a whole different.
It doesn't cause loose stools, as I'm aware of.
I'm just now getting into the stevia.
Oh, careful.
Stevia, it's doing me. I mean,
no problems?
No, but again, I'm just introducing the fake sugar stuff.
Well, there used to be one, I think that the one that I saw the most, that was most dangerous, was there used to be a fat substitute called Olestra, which I always thought sounded like Oprah's sister. You know her? But that was the one that actually...
Wait a minute, which should be the evil one or the good one?
It's the evil one, because that's the one that caused the leakage. That was the product that I remember. Right. But anyway, these are pretty darn good, and it's very helpful.
Highly recommend this, man. We keep them in the fridge. And yes,
Right on. Now, are you going to take some of those on your trip? Aren't you getting ready to go on a little road trip here?
I'm getting ready to go on a road trip, yes. We're going to go across country and enjoy the weather and the scenery and the life. We haven't got out in forever, as I know everybody out there is looking to do the same thing, man. We're jonesing. We got to get out. I mean, it's tough, but we are looking forward to this big time. Got a couple of those Airbnbs rented on the way, and we're going to go see Devil's Tower. We're going to go see South Dakota and see the faces of the dudes.
Yeah, the Mount Rushmore, or the faces of the dudes, as they're also known as.
I'm going to be looking for deer and elk, and I'll glance up at the faces.
Of course you will. And you'll see plenty of that going on too throughout there. Yeah. No, that's great. Does your family travel well together?
No.
Okay.
No, me. It's going to be reckless. It's going to be regretful. It's going to be painful. It's going to be all of those things. I was trying to go on a good vibe here.
I'm sorry, I want honesty.
No, you got it, pal.
Okay.
It's going to suck.
I felt something just kind of bubbling in you when we sat down, and all I was thinking of was that
there's no leakage there, man.
It's not that. No, this you had that look of father about to go on a trip with the family.
No, and didn't they do a movie about this?
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you did last summer.
I wouldn't. I mean, that might be the sequel to the ending of what could ever. This is going to be a lampoon.
Oh, no, I know.
This is the Critic Eaters Gone Wild right here.
When we were kids, we'd go on a trip every year somewhere. Dad would take us on a vacation, and me and my brother in the back seat. Always, it wasn't long before he's touching me, him doing that. There weren't any, video systems, or you could watch a movie in the cars back then.
You were counting telephone poles.
You were counting poles. You were counting roadkill. You were doing the alphabet game of looking for license plates, or playing slug bug.
Right.
Or you'd get a metal pan with some magnets. Mom would do that for us sometime. And what I got was a wad of silly putty. Who I remember somewhere going through Missouri.
Putting it in your brother's sandwich.
Oh, that would have been better. God, I wish I would have done that.
What'd you do with it?
I tried to make an imprint of my hair.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Silly putty stuck in the hair, going through Missouri.
Oh, that had to please Mom.
Mom takes peanut butter and puts it in my head And because she thought that would help to get that out.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, that would get the silly putty out. That didn't work, so then I just had peanut butter in my head, and then she tried mayonnaise, and that didn't work, so I've got a sandwich on my head.
You do.
You know, that's, I mean, every
you do.
dog, you know, in the tri-state area
man.
was following our car going, you know, let's smell that, dude. So then you've got to make an emergency pull into town and try to find a barber, you know, kind of thing. You know?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No
so
kidding.
just please do not try to make an imprint of your hair with silly putty.
No, well, don't take your kids on vacation.
Well, like any kid is traveling with silly putty these days.
Right.
Yeah. See, no, leave the iPad at home. I'm going to take this putty. Yeah, that's
Yeah, no kidding, right? No, we've got it planned out pretty well. We're we've got 3 rows of seating, me and Jackie in the front, and then there's 2 rows. We're going to fold up 1 chair on both rows. And, we don't care. You can choose front or back, but we're going to pack the sides so everything's accessible from, either kid. But they will be in straight jackets for probably the ride home. I'm assuming I've got a couple nice straight jackets to keep them, and plenty of Benadryl. I mean, because the allergies are bad through that part of the country.
Understand.
And we don't know what we're going to run into.
Yeah, parent of the year. Yeah. I remember trying to position myself just out of Dad's reach.
Right.
In the back seat. I didn't know Dad had some kind of super gadget arm that he could hit a button and it extended just a little bit more to whack me. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's funny you bring that up because my mom, if something was going on, you never seen it. Her hand slip down like this. And you could have been asleep. You wasn't even in the argument. And she just grabs a leg and grabs a pinch. Dude, nothing like waking up to a plug being pulled out of your leg. And you wasn't even in the argument, man. You wasn't even. And dude, let's talk about this because my sister Sharada.
Yes, represented right there.
Represented Sharada, this is what she used to do, man. So when we come home and had chores after school, she had dishes and I had laundry. Now, whoever got laundry was easy because you just load the washing machine dryer and then you get to walk away, man. You're good. So she's in there doing dishes, and I go in, I start the laundry, and I come back in the kitchen, and I'm like, boy, you got a lot of dishes there. She's like, shut up. And I open the refrigerator. All of a sudden, she starts screaming bloody murder, and I thought, oh, shit, she cut herself. A knife, something broke, something in the sink, and I'm like, what happened? I mean, she's screaming, dude. Drops down to the floor screaming. My dad comes running around the corner. He goes, what's wrong with you? And she goes, Scott hit me. And I'm like, dirty pool, Sharada, man.
No.
Vicious, dirty. Man, the girl, man, yeah. She's like, I'll get you. I'll get you. I got a lot of dishes. Yeah, I'm finna have your ass beat, boy.
So,
dude, threw me right under the bus. I didn't even touch her. I was in the fridge looking for some sandwich or something.
So this family harmony goes way back.
Way back. Way back. Yeah, way back.
Well, it's
dirty.
It's dirty.
It's dirty.
You're leaving. You're leaving tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow. So
several glorious days.
Yeah.
If you hear of any commotion around Mount Rushmore
it's
or anything like that,
it's not me.
There's a strong. You got to do the one picture that everybody does at Mount Rushmore, where you stand at a distance from it and you get the shot just right, where it looks like you're sticking your finger up Washington's nose.
Oh, I didn't even.
If you get yourself just positioned right, you can pick his nose and do things like that. Yeah,
like the little Gucci.
Yeah, exactly. Do one of those.
Okay,
I want one of those shots.
I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do that. No, we're gonna stop in the South Dakota stock show. Their stock show is up and going. Like we missed out on our stock show here in Colorado, but theirs is up and going. And one of my furriers is actually going to be there representing and selling coats and blankets and hat scarves. So we're actually going to go and stop in there. And I'm going to go, and she asked if I'd wear the apparel. So I'm going to be suited up in the buffalo boot covers, the trench coat, and the,
your basic Thursday gear.
My basic Thursday, yeah. James calls it my business suit.
It is.
My business suit.
Well, that's awesome.
It's going to be fun.
So you're going to make an appearance there at that stock show?
Yeah, we're going to make an appearance there and maybe see if the New York Times gets a hold of me again. You remember that?
You got photoed.
Remember that?
Yes,
Yeah, it
you
was
were like
an
a
article.
model accidentally in the New York Times.
Accidentally is right. Why would you put
When you
this
see
in there?
that, all of a
Right.
sudden out of nowhere,
Yeah. Well,
that causes a
and you
photographer.
become
Is that
somebody.
real? We have never seen one up close.
Right.
Look, it seems to take nourishment upright. It's
It's alive. That's going to be
absolutely.
fun. It's going to be fun.
Well, and good luck with that with the kids. You taking them out of school for a couple days then?
Yeah, I think 2 days is what we did.
Yeah, mine are out of school for 2 days because they've been back to school for a week now,
Right.
which means one of them got a cold and the other one got head lice.
There you go.
So,
There
that's
you go.
welcome back to
Welcome
the
back to
schools.
school,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
great. Never happened at home.
No, it's beautiful that way. It's
So
building
been
their immune
beautiful.
system.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Well, at least they didn't come home with the vid or the cove or the Rona.
No, just the jumpers on the head.
No.
That was it. Yes. So we're dealing with that one, but they're happily at home now because if you keep a kid out, you got to keep them out for 2 days.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
'cause,
so-
yeah.
so-
well, there's an easy fix to that, and it's what I do with all my hides, all my carcasses. Easy, put their head in a bag, and just half a can of Raid, and just sealed around their neck for a few minutes,
What are we talking about?
killing the bugs in their head.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, killing.
Seriously, I'm thinking, well, that's a way to keep the kids quiet. My
Well,
goodness.
well,
What
no,
are you saying?
No, they choke their. Not
No.
that I don't try this.
No.
But it does work.
James, edit. Edit. Right there, mark it. Just a second.
Taking notes.
There
Taking
we
notes.
go.
Raid.
Yeah,
Just
taking
mark
notes.
that.
It's
Tag.
too sad to be. Bring them by, James.
Was that 2
We'll
or
get
4
it.
minutes, Scott?
Hey, we had a big day yesterday. I had talked about a couple weeks ago. My wife was able to knock something off her bucket list, and that was where she don't look at
She
me
brought
like
home
that.
a wolf pup?
Close.
Okay,
She
all right.
rescued another dog. She had
Oh,
rescued
I
a dog
seen
a while
that.
back. Had seen one. Yeah. Well, we found another one. And it's weird. Both dogs that we have found and rescued had leashes connected to them. Now, I quizzed my wife and said, were those leashes connected to someone's home and you just took the dog? That's...
Listen, everybody's got something they love to do, and they'll go about doing it sometimes the dirty.
Hey, no, this one it was cold, snowing. You could just see this dog shivering,
was a
and it was
little dog,
pulling.
too,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
was. So we loaded him up and brought him home, and then
Right.
I'm telling you what, social media is amazing. Because we took a picture of
It
that
worked.
dog, we threw it up on a couple of different websites and so
Yeah.
forth. It wasn't a half hour later
Wow.
that we get word from the dog's owner. It got, through secondhand, somebody saw it, said to somebody else who then told her and got a hold of her and connected. And my wife went and brought the dog to her. And it's actually kind of mind blowing, which is another little reminder that if you're going to post something up on Facebook and you think it's going to go away or anything like that, that stuff's forever.
Ever.
And people see it and they react.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. This was all good, and this shows the power of positivity of what can happen when you throw something out there.
Yeah, and we don't need to know the power of negativity
That's-
because we're saturated.
It's there,
We're
no doubt
saturated.
about it.
They do the same thing to us, too, on a different level with wildlife. We've rescued that eagle.
Yes.
I got called here a while back for that owl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd like to make a point here, man, that if you please get a hold of a professional when it comes to wildlife. I mean, we know what to do with dog, cats, and we get a lot of calls because we pop up on the Google, as wildlife conservation. We pop up for somehow under the dog pound, and I get calls all the time missing cats and missing dogs, and I'm grateful to help them out and be cool about it and let them know what we are and who we are. But when it comes to wildlife, and especially birds of prey or things of that nature, or even an injured coyote or raccoon or something like that, don't take it upon yourself. Listen, I know your hearts. I know where your hearts are, man. But listen, contact a professional or even us, Critter Getter of Northern Colorado. Man, we don't charge for this. This is something we just take on ourselves, and we get it to the necessary facility that I have the connections with to give it the best chance it has for life. So again, when it comes to this wildlife, and I would even say dogs, because I'm scared to death of dogs.
I know you are. You're not a dog guy.
Dogs and bugs. I don't know. I don't do dogs or bugs. They freak me out a little bit. But again, know what you're working with. Be careful and contact the right people.
It's just funny, this big mountain of a man, bears, all this stuff he tangles. But
that's child's play.
No, show him a chihuahua or a spider.
I'm out.
And he's gone.
I'm out.
He's gone.
The chihuahua.
No, we're not going there.
No,
but it's time for interesting animal facts.
Yes, it is. Lay it on me. What you got?
All right. No, I'm trying to stump you. James, you look concerned.
No.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, good. All right, every time I've tried to stump you with animal facts, you've already known it.
Well,
right.
I don't know it all, though.
I was reading in one of my favorite magazines, the Week magazine, the headline says, "Why Pandas Love Horse Manure."
Why pandas love horse manure.
Have you heard this or have a theory on it?
I potentially have a theory that it probably has something to do with the smell, because a lot of animals, we utilize skunk essence on a lot of our sets to draw in canines. Mm-hmm. They roll in. Well, we've all seen our dog roll in. God knows what, a dead something, or But what is it about the panda that they like horse manure?
They studied, they first saw this weird behavior in China's Qingling Mountains 13 years ago. So to investigate it, they put up some of those, motion sensitive cameras, like we'll use and so forth. Yeah. And they set them up, and over a 12-month period, they recorded the pandas slathering themselves in horse poop. And they did the determination they were doing it on cold days. So they slather themselves in the turds to keep warm. They were using it as insulation and a warming thing that pandas would do this. Now, a couple of things are coming to mind for me. When in the hell are pandas with horses?
There's a
lot of things
coming. I ain't knocking the Kingling Wild Kingdom, but listen, the Kingling Wild Kingdom studies some funky stuff. Now that I know.
Yes,
that I know for a fact, okay, historically.
You've got nothing.
I don't even understand why Kingling would take horse turds up and put them out. Let's see what they do with horse turds.
Well, it sounds to me, is there a place like these mountains where horses run wild with pandas? Have you ever driven by somebody's ranch and said, "Wow, what do you got here? There's a nice Appaloosa and there's a buckskin, and is that a panda?"
I would like to.
I think it would make horse races more interesting, and they would run a lot quicker.
So I don't think they'd chase the panda. I think the pandas would chase them looking at a meal.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. It would make it a lot more interesting.
I would like to challenge that. I would. I'd like to see their studies and what they've done. I mean, I've seen a lot of studies and constantly researching studies as what we do. But I've got a whole different theory behind that based on the other wildlife that I've dealt with personally, with such things as beaver castor. Now, as you know, we've went into this. Beaver castor is in male and female. It's scent glands. But did you know back in the day, we utilized, because back when we were trapping and utilizing the animals, now we'd rather take some chemicals and build a chicken breast in a petri dish to get out into the market. And we ain't going to go into that.
Chicken.
But yeah. But castor was used as artificial flavor for strawberry artificial flavoring cigarettes. It was used in a variety of things. We utilized the resource, and we've got away from that. But I would be curious if this wasn't prior to a breeding season.
Because nothing turns on the ladies more than slathering in poo.
Listen, I'm telling you, man. This goes deep, and that's a whole study on itself.
I've been wearing CK number 2 for years.
CK number 2. I've been wearing Essence of Skunk Ass.
So you think it's a mating thing?
I do. I would venture to say, again, because of what we do and utilize for. I would love to challenge that study. I would love to be able to research that study and see what they're basing it on.
Well, let me throw my 2 cents in here, Scott, because the power of the computer and the internet and not infinite wisdom.
Please.
Researchers identified a chemical present in the horse droppings that confers to cold resistance to laboratory mice that can inhabit a cold-sensing protein present in giant pandas.
Okay.
It's like a Vic's Vapo rub for
Exactly.
for pandas.
Absolutely, man.
So
Absolutely.
that's the hypothesis for the most part that they got going on.
Yeah.
Now, most of us when we were kids, if you had congestion, Mom put a little Vicks on a rag on your chest. All right, and that's it. So if this is the equivalent to that, I'm really glad she did that and didn't just throw a horse turd on my chest and left it
Make
there.
you feel warm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, let's go back even a little bit further. Is when my folks used to get off the farm the onion mustard rub because there wasn't no Vicks. Have you heard about that?
No, good Lord, no.
Onion and mustard ground down. Granny used to do this and rub it on their chest and their back and even the bottom of their feet. And maybe that's why they ain't right. I mean, that can make a lot of sense.
I think they do that when they don't want to have any more kids.
So, well,
That's what. It's called backwards birth control.
I don't think that's going to attract anything or keep you warm or, I mean, you don't even want to get that on the covers. But, yeah, and Vicks, I don't have a real long-standing good relationship with Vicks either. Jackie and the kids love that Vicks shit, man. They always rubbing it all up in the nose and all across the lips. And I can't do it, but it comes back from a bad memory from my mama.
What Mama do?
Well, so back in the day, while my old man was gone, Friday night, we got to sit down and watch the Dukes of Hazzard. Now, I didn't say that. We're going to have to edit that out because that's racially something.
No, it's okay. You can watch reruns of Dukes.
I used to watch the Dukes of Hazzard as kids, and we always had one bottle of RC Cola and a bag of popcorn that we split between us kids. Man, but then after that, we had to get with it. We had to get to bed because then it was her turn by herself to watch Dallas. You remember Dallas?
Yes.
So then she said in there, well, man, I was too strung out, man. I was hanging around the corner. I'm watching Dallas. I know what's going on in Dallas with JR and the Ewings. And come on, man, I'm down. I know what's going on. Well, she kept telling me, you better go to bed. You better go to bed. Well, Mama decided the best way to keep me in bed was take that Vicks and put a little smear underneath each eye. You ever tried to open your eyes?
Oh, man, no. That's I don't think I would fall asleep either.
Not only could you not see for days, but you wasn't even going to try to get up. You break your neck trying to get to the door to watch Dallas. You couldn't watch it because the tears were just running down your face. So, yeah, me and Vicks, we don't go. We don't go good.
No, that sounds awful. I wish your mom would have used some of that or a horse turd on your eye. Would have been nicer.
Horse turd. I mean, and I do happen to be a connoisseur of the turds, as you guys know. I mean, James
Yes,
can really
we've seen
go
it.
into
We
that.
have.
I've kind of blown his mind with sampling turds.
I actually had my bad Vicks moment when we were out of toilet paper, and I used the tissue that were on the back of the toilet, and
Like
they
the
were
wet wipes?
treated with Vicks.
Vicks?
Yes.
Shut up.
Oh no, they were Vicks ones for helping you
shut
know.
up, man.
And there was a cool mentholated burn that I was not expecting.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like confusing Bengade with some lotions out there. Some people will know what that means.
Yeah. Sorry that there's people who can relate to that.
Yes. I'm sorry that we all know someone that can relate to that.
Well, I used to, when I was getting ready for a road trip, I would figure out how many albums it was till I got to my destination.
Oh, yeah.
You know, my wife used to live a distance away from me when I was courting her.
Right.
And I'd look and I'd go, well, I'm 9 albums from getting there. So I'd pick out
So you'd
my
rock
9.
through your 9 and help you get there quicker.
You just knew that, okay, I'm just 4 albums out.
Yeah.
And you'd pick that, and those were my friends then. And I knew that I would pick out my listening order before I went.
Okay, all right.
Do you guys do any, I'm guessing you haven't created a road trip playlist or done anything like that?
No, I kind of going into the technology with the MapQuest, I watch the line as it gets shorter. Never zoom in if you're a long distance because it makes the line a lot longer. Watch the mileage, tick-tock, 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 hurry up. Get to your
Counting the
destiny.
seconds.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going on a road trip and you're looking for some great new music, here's the music spotlight of the week.
Lay it on me.
I am telling you, there is a new project. My buddy Morgan Wallen.
Right.
Morgan is just a phenomenal talent. I fell in love with him the first time we brought him in for a show when we used to bring people over in Loveland. And Morgan had been on The Voice, and I never really watched him on there. I wasn't familiar with him there. I just saw him perform when we brought him to the Boot Grill in Loveland.
On The Voice, the show that
The
he was
Voice,
on?
yeah. He was a contestant on The Voice. And again, I hadn't followed that season, so I hadn't seen him on there.
Right.
I got my first taste there, and I was just floored. He had such a country voice, but what I loved was the songs.
Really?
The songs were like, these are just great songs.
Yeah.
And I became a fan right then. And me and him kind of clicked, and he at that time had really straight hair, straight mullet.
Yeah.
All right. And then his record label talks him into cutting his hair. I don't know if it was his idea. And he cut it off. And I remember giving him so much crap about cutting off his what I called his Brian Gary starter kit. So he cut off his hair and went with this. And now he's gone varsity mullet all over again. I mean, it's not straight. He got a little wave in the mullet. And he's as country as a tater can be. But he did something very, very bold with his new album. He put out a double album, and you just don't hear this. It's hard enough to get somebody to get enough material to put a full-length album anymore. Yeah. This dude had been sitting on so much great material that he put out a double album, 30 brand new songs.
No way.
And it's called Dangerous, the double album. And again, that's taking a big risk, but I'm telling you, it's 30 fantastic freaking songs.
Wow.
This is like the blow away record project of the year.
Yeah.
There's been some great albums that have come out, but I'm telling you, Morgan Wallen has knocked it out of the park. The first cut on the album is called Sand in My Boots, and this is such a fantastic way to start a record. Dan and Shay even sang some of it and put it on their Facebook page, raving about Morgan and this album and giving him props. But as you go through, if somebody my age remembers, there was a song by Tommy Two-Tone years ago called 8675309. You remember the phone number song?
Yeah.
Well, Morgan's got the country one of that because he's got a song called 865. And it's all about this phone number and what it means. And it's another great song. I'm sure you've heard the hit More Than My Hometown, which is absolutely incredible. The song Dangerous, he's got one called Beer Don't, something country ass shit. When you got a song called that, it explains it. But the whole thing from Need a Boat to Silverado for Sale, Heartless, which so many people know every word to this song. It does not disappoint. If you had been listening to the early singles and wondered what's this whole project going to be like, it is so deep, so phenomenal, and a little bit of everything. The boy can get as country and deep and romantic with the lyrics as you can get, and then he can just be straight out of the water, goofy and fun. It's got every mood you could have, you're going to have on this thing. It's an hour and a half of just great stuff. But Morgan Wallen, Dangerous, the double album, pick it up. If you've got a little road trip or you got something where you just need some music to take your mind off everything, put this album on. Because I put it on at home, and my whole family, from me to my daughter to my grandkids, are jamming to this thing and loving it. So little something for everybody. Morgan, I'm proud of you. I knew this was what you were going to be, and he's done it. He was on Saturday Night Live, I think I mentioned a few weeks ago. They just showed the repeat of it again just a couple weeks ago. But very cool. That's when you know you've really done something.
Right on, man.
So,
well, we're doing it. We're doing our Saturday Night Live stuff.
We are, and you can check out our skits at themikeandthemountain.com.
Which even better.
Oh, we've got more of them ready to go. We're going to try to give you new videos every week. We've got an Ask Me Anything coming up where we're going to help you with your love life for Valentine's Day. We're just a couple weeks away from that. We'll get you the date on that coming up soon too. We've got a lot of things cooking here at the Mike and the Mountain.
Oh my gosh,
and we can't wait to throw it all at you. But until then, man, I want you to have a great trip.
No doubt.
Actually, as good as you can. You're going with the family. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm praying for you, brother.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
And praying for your family. All right, that's it. It's a great time. Absolutely. All right. Peace, doll. All right, and if you're going on a trip, good luck to you. Best luck. But we'll talk to him when he gets back in here. I can't wait to hear about how it went and how many returned. All right, that's all right.
There you go.
Yeah, 4 left.
4 left.
And we'll count the remains. That's it. Hey, thanks for checking out the Mike and the Mountain. Brian Gary.
Scott Cisco.
Peace.
Love you. So
You're screwed.
no, I need some horse turds now because now I get chilly because I'm losing so much weight.
Just slather that on
gonna
you before you
slather
get in
some
the
horse
vehicle for
turd,
the
yeah.
trip.
Because Jackie's going through her little pulsating heat flashes, window down, air conditioner going, and I'm I just need horse turds.
That's
Scott, just to go a bit, no more ride-alongs with me for you. Can't do it.